It's the go-to for the how-to, you know that you want to get beautiful.
Hi there, Primpers. Welcome to my new Friday video called The Week in Beauty. Now, it's a video that I'm super excited about. Basically, it's to bring you all the latest happenings from Primped HQ, from some of our favourite products, both new and old, to exciting new launches we've been to, as well as anyone fabulous we've met or interviewed during the week, as well as a few tips along the way. Now, this week, we couldn't have picked a better week to start the new video. It's been an absolute whirlwind, but a great one. So, happy Friday, and let's get started. So, the highlight of the week to start, it would definitely have to be meeting Kate Bosworth. The actress jetted into Sydney earlier in the week to be introduced to the SK2 family here in Australia. And last night, both Kat and I were lucky enough to attend a dinner held in her honour, and it was a beautiful event. Now, I won't steal Kat's thunder because she actually got to interview Kate yesterday, as you would have seen from her Daily Gloss blog today. So make sure you check that out if you haven't already. But what was interesting was when Kate was being interviewed last night, she was saying how her main skin concern was always talking about uneven skin tone, just smoothing out her complexion. And she swears by the facial treatment essence, which is a cult product, as you would know. And we were fortunate enough to get a sample to take home and give it a go. So I'll definitely be letting you know how I found it, because that's kind of one of my main skin concerns. So I'm interested to see how that works. So stay tuned for that one. As for the launch of the week, this isn't actually a new product. It's actually being relaunched back in Australia. It originally hit counters back in 1929 during the Great Depression. So anyway, it's back available in Australia from November 4th, and it's Jean Patou's Joy perfume. Now, some of you might be really familiar with it, and others might know it as the perfume that maybe your mum or grandma wore. But basically, for a little bit of background, Jean Patou was considered one of the greatest perfumers of all time. And when this was actually created, it was using an extremely rich concentration of beautiful jasmine and rose to create this gorgeous floral fragrance. And it's just a kind of smell that epitomizes luxury. It's just so feminine and beautiful. And on Wednesday night, we actually attended the launch of the event, which was held at an antique dealer in Sydney called the Country Trader. And it was just the most beautiful event with all French-inspired furniture and decor. And there was a beautiful French singer, as well as the introduction to the chief perfumer, Thomas Fontaine. Now, we'll be bringing you a little bit more about the launch of Joy back in Australia, so stay tuned for more information on it. But in the meantime, as I mentioned, it's available on November 4th, so it would make a beautiful Christmas present or maybe just a special gift for yourself. Now, moving on to the treat of the week. Now, that would definitely have to be the sweet treat of the week as well, because here at Primped we love anything sweet. So for those of you who don't know, you might have seen it from our Instagram, but we had a delivery from Lingerie in Sydney Westfield. Now, if you didn't know, Lingerie were the original creators of macaroons that you might have seen on MasterChef by Adriano Zumbo, but until now they've only ever been available in Paris. So if you wanted one, you had to head over there. So fortunately for us in New South Wales, you can actually get them in Westfield, Sydney now. And I wish I could share them with everyone, but unfortunately they went in about 5 seconds flat. And I had the traditional chocolate one, and it is literally melt in your mouth. So if you're in Sydney, it's definitely worth a trip. It is amazing. Now, moving on to the look of the week, I'm going with Christian Serratos. You might know her from the Twilight movies. She actually attended a Takori jewelry event in New York City earlier in the week. And Kat mentioned her in her blog, and she was wearing a really beautiful red dress with this really bold statement red lip. Now, everybody in the office keeps saying she's my doppelganger and that we look so much alike, which I'm quite flattered by. And it was really funny because one of our primpers also mentioned it in one of the comment sections. So I'll have to check it out and see if we do look more alike than I thought. But anyway, as Kat mentioned, you could be kind of mistaken for thinking that wearing, a really statement colour like red, especially on a red carpet, and then going for a red lip might be a little bit too much. But I definitely love it, and I think Kat ended up loving it as well. It's really statement making and glamorous. So it's definitely one to try if you haven't already, and I'll let you know how I go with that one as well. But yeah, moving on is the product of the week. Now, I spoke about this a little earlier in my Beauty Counter blog, but it is the new Chanel nail polishes that hit counters this week. Now, as I mentioned, the Chanel nail polishes are usually the it nail polish for the upcoming season. So we first spotted these last year on the autumn-winter collection runway. Now, I was just really interested to see what they look like on, and as I mentioned, Frenzy was the one that I love. So it's a beautiful grey lilac shade, and what I love most about it is not only is that it looks beautiful on both your hands and feet, but I just love the fact that you can wear it really sheer by just using one coat, or you can build it up to be kind of like a solid block of that grey lilac-y beige colour, and it's really, really beautiful and works beautiful on all skin tones. And as well, there was also Vertigo, which is kind of like a almost charcoaly grey with like a hint of like a dark purple in it. So if you love a dark nail polish, this is another one you should definitely check out. But they're $39 each, and they're available from department stores and Chanel Makeup Studios. Now, lastly, and this is a good one to finish on for the weekend, a little bit of a pampering tip, but yesterday I interviewed facialist and Saint-Tropez tanning ambassador Nicola Joss. Now, along with talking about tanning, and you would have seen from our how-to section how to create the perfect at-home tan, so make sure you have a look at that one. We talked a little bit more about facial massaging, which Emily spoke about in her blog earlier in the week. And I was talking to Nicola and saying how one of my main skin concerns was dark circles and puffiness around my under eye area. And she mentioned a massaging technique to me. So tonight, it's definitely one to give a go. So after you've done your cleansing and your toning and your moisturising, grab a little bit of your eye cream and put it on your ring fingers. So start by putting your middle finger on your temple, and then dab your eye cream along your under eye area, not getting too close to your eye. And then you want to swoop it around and up to your brow bone, like that. And keep doing that and do it for a few minutes, and it's just a really good way to promote circulation in the area and reduce puffiness and dark circles. So it's one you can definitely do every night. So I'm going to keep giving that a go. I had a go last night. I'm feeling quite bright-eyed this morning, so there's definitely something in it. So make sure you try that next time. But anyway, Primpers, that's it for my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I would love to hear feedback. If there's anything else that you'd like to hear about or have me mention, please let me know in the comment section. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye!